Hello and welcome back. Brett here with Clickmill. In this video, we're going to get into impressions. You're going to be very impressed. All right. So now that I'm sharing my screen, we're going to enable the impressions. And what you'll notice is that impressions generally correlates very closely with clicks. And again, an impression is when someone is searching, contractors near me, best marketing firm online, whatever it is they're searching for, you're going to have a certain number of people viewing the listing, and then a lesser number, usually quite a bit less, clicking on it. Okay. And so the impressions here is going to have a very close correlation to the actual clicks, but you'll notice the number of impressions is much higher because you're going to just try to use the law of averages here and get some clicks. You're never going to get all the impressions to click. Would be extraordinarily unlikely. And if you did that, you'd probably rank #1 forever. Anyway, so you'll see we have impressions. Now, you'll see we'll back up and we'll look at a broader time frame, and you'll start to see how some of these things can start to tell you about each other. Okay, so you'll notice we used to have super low traffic, and this wasn't even the lowest. About 2 years ago, we had 4 clicks a day, so very low traffic. And you can see it's growing. Now, you'll notice some interesting things is when these lines start to cross, that's going to start giving you some interesting information. So right in this time frame, you'll notice that purple is always above the blue. But then at some point over here, you'll see they kind of cross over and the blue starts to go over the purple. Over here, they're really closely intertwined. And then when we get over here, and I believe this is the new year, yeah, January 5th of, I believe, 24, immediately we now have blue over purple. And so we've got the clicks increasing above the impressions. Now, what does that mean? Nothing really in particular. What it is going to indicate is that the rate of the click-through rate has increased and has actually changed the dynamic in the site. So it doesn't necessarily mean anything that one is over the other, but they're closely correlated. And in this case, it's showing that there is a change in click-through rate that's positive. That's really good. And we're going to get into click-through rate in the next video, so kind of setting it up there. But one of the things that I will point out here is we can start to see when problems are arising. For example, right here, you'll notice we were getting 1,000 clicks a day. I remember being quite excited about this. And then all of a sudden, around December, mid-December, boom, just crashed down to 365 clicks a day. I mean, that's like a 70% drop. That's crazy. And we can get into this in solving problems in a future video. Why did this happen? What's the reason we're just suddenly just dropping right off a cliff? And then why are we bouncing right back up? That's crazy. And not only that, but it's higher. And so you can see that as you see these fluctuations, you're going to be able to start identifying some issues. And why did we go from 90 clicks a day to 1,000 clicks a day in the course of about 1 year? What happened there? And so we're going to be able to start identifying also when you look on the broad view with these clicks and impressions, you can see what a big problem is. I mean, that right there, that is catastrophe, essentially, when you lose 70% of your traffic or even 100. But even when a client is like looking, but they're only looking at a month, which is like right here, and they're looking at a 3-point drop on your average position, it's not a big deal. But they can't see that because they're not looking at what a big deal is. They can't see this. They're not looking at where you started with them. They're looking and they're thinking right now. So again, going back to that time a little bit, and you can start to see how that time plays a factor in how we see the data. All right, so in the next video, we're going to get into click-through rate, and we'll see you there.